Hello and welcome back to the Misfits Podcast, rated 5 stars on YouTube by Haley Ainsworth. She says, my boyfriend introduced me to the Misfits and then broke up with me because I loved them more than him. Wow.
Respect.
That's powerful.
Good.
That's powerful.
Wow.
Respect. Fuck that guy.
Well,
Yeah.
don't fuck him.
Or don't fuck,
Right.
fuck us. Or don't,
Fuck-
don't
yeah.
do that.
Don't do
maybe
that.
not.
That's fine. It's
I
a little
mean-
weird.
Probably not.
I don't know, maybe. Give me a call.
Depends on the situation.
Swagger Souls is on the show.
Hello.
Matt's here.
Hey, yo.
Jay is here.
I'm here.
Toby's here.
Aye.
And Mason's here too.
G'day.
We're all here.
It's the whole crew.
Fix, where the fuck are we?
Well, so just coming to that, Toby.
Oh, sorry.
There's no need for this
Goodness me.
alarming urgency.
Sorry, I was stressing out in the back seat.
We're actually coming to you live from a new set.
A new set.
And
If
what a
you-
fucking sick set it is.
yeah, if you're listening
It's
on
beautiful.
audio, then switch to fucking video and give it a peep and then go back to audio.
Yeah, and if you're listening on audio, then you got to be on Spotify, and Spotify has video, so you can simply open your phone or your tablet or your fucking Samsung fridge, and you can see here
Yeah.
that we're on a brand new fucking set.
And you can watch this podcast a week early, just not this week, because this podcast is 2 days late, maybe 3, probably 2.
We're a little late.
We're a little late.
The gang's been a little sick. I'm
Yeah.
still like 95%, and Jay's a little bit under the weather.
We've
No
also
COVID, though.
we've also been putting the set together. It's still under construction. We have, our sign here, but this is just a fucking.
Spoil that, you
You've just
dumb dog.
spoiled it.
Just spoiled the whole bit.
Oh, have I?
It looked like a black screen.
That's all right.
No,
Hey,
just cut it
listen,
out.
The point is that
Just censor it so he's just waving his hands like
Yeah,
this.
it's fine. It's okay.
we'll just do another one of those memes where it's just Swagger Souls, a series of beeps and his hands flailing around.
That's fine.
Absolutely fine. Guys, yeah, we're here. We're on a new fucking set, and what a set it is. Oh my God. This is going to be the nicest set that we've had ever.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah,
I
I'd
agree,
say
yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely, it's definitely better. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best.
Remember the set at the first office with the nice brick
That
wall?
was nice.
There are a few callbacks. There's a bit of brick. We got plants now.
Yeah,
Neon
Yep.
sign still here. Mason's still here. He's part of the set.
Yeah, and
he's got a
my
little
teddy's
friend.
behind me.
Yeah.
Mason just lives here now. He just sits in this chair.
True.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
OG teddy.
I actually game here, get my stream set up, get the whole deck here,
His feet are cemented to the floor.
Yeah.
What's that been like, man? A whole week in this fucking same
It's
position.
like being a statue, but you can move your arms
You'll-
and legs.
Do you like being a statue?
Wait.
Nah, if I was busking, maybe.
We should just put you out in the street, spray paint you in full metallic silver, and just see what happens.
That would be fucking
Those guys just
awesome.
fucking, like-
I'm down for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
we got to do that.
but you'd be one of those guys where there'd be videos on YouTube of people fucking with you and you just punch them straight in the face.
Yeah, you would do that.
What,
You
they
would do
punch
that.
me or I punch
Yeah,
them?
you punch them.
You know, like those annoying guys that go up to street performers pretending to be statues and they like get all over their face and be
Yeah.
rude and disrespectful, and then they just fucking bash them.
Yeah,
Because rightfully so, like the person's been a little shit.
I don't know about that.
What, you wouldn't bash a stranger?
Just pull my pants down, chase them.
Just like
Yeah.
stroking furiously and
That's
running after him.
that's probably
Not to that extent.
That's probably more of a deterrent than actually punching someone. Because, like, if somebody, like, held a knife to you and said, give me your fucking wallet, and you just pull down your pants, sort of beating your cock, and just going,
Yeah.
like, beep, beep, boop, beep, 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 and they fucking
That'd
be
be
like, what the fuck? And they
That'd
fucking
be
run
fucked. That would
away.
be fucked.
Isn't that technically like bio-warfare, though, if you're threatening
Yeah,
to
I mean, if you come on them, but then
Yeah.
again, it is in self-defense.
I suppose. In my defense, Your Honor, I was defending myself when I came on that person. All right? I was out on the street.
Who was the first person to decide to just, I need some money. I'm going to just spray paint myself silver and stand like a statue in the street.
It's like this guy is just sitting there, he's like, man, I have no talent. I failed out of school. I can't hold down a job, but I am really good at doing nothing and standing still.
Yeah.
I have an idea.
Some dude just walks past you and just throws like a coin at you and you're like, wait a minute. I'm good at this.
Just standing particularly
Yeah.
still one day.
Wait a
You're like,
minute.
Wait a minute, I can make money this way. I don't know. I think you might be giving them a little too little credit. Where I guess some of these people do have talent. They're
They
like
do.
able to do the robot,
Yeah.
or pop
Yeah,
and lock,
that's true.
or look really shiny. It's a
Mhm.
variety of things that go into it. People have been making money on the street in strange ways for ages. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those things that just has always been around.
Seen those new instruments? I don't even know if they're new. They're probably fucking ancient. But like those like metal hollow fucking
Oh, yeah.
like pan things, and
yeah,
you
the,
with
like-
the circles
Oh.
on them, and you go dum dum.
They're
dum,
so
dum.
Is it
cool.
like the
Yeah.
PVC pipe kind of thing? Where you go
Mm.
boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom,
yeah,
boom,
yeah.
boom, boom.
No,
it's like
it's a
half,
circular shape. Yeah, it's like
Like
two sphere. Oh fuck!
It's
Yeah,
like,
I know
it's
what
like
you
an
mean.
upside down bowl.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And you
yeah.
hit it,
Pan.
it makes
Is it like
pan
a
or something.
Yeah.
steel drum?
Something
Yeah,
like that,
something like
I
that.
don't think it's
Yeah.
a pan. It's called a pan.
Make some cool ass noises.
It looks like a pan. It's pretty much a pan.
Yeah, could you fry an egg on it?
probably could if you heated it up.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's a multi-use instrument right there.
Multi-purpose.
Do you want to get one of those?
They're like $2,000.
Pretty
Fuck.
expensive.
I don't know about that.
Well,
but
if you practice, I would buy it for you. You know, if
nah,
you got really good
man.
at it, it'd be worth it
Look,
in
man,
my eyes to see
like,
that happen.
I'm not like good coordination with my shit.
Same.
Yeah, I've noticed that over the years.
Yeah, like I shit on the floor when I'm
He
trying to.
does shit on the floor. Why do
Yeah.
you
He
do
likes
that?
a fucking fat one right by the camera,
So much
dude.
shit on the floor.
Yeah, can you
How
say
you gonna
it?
do that?
Yeah,
Can
you
say
didn't
it?
even you didn't even like kickstand over or anything.
Yeah, I know.
We have facilities.
Kind of foul.
Yeah, sometimes I just forget.
Can't take this guy anywhere. Got to
Gotta
bring
do
up
what you gotta
a
do.
bunch of plastic bags.
Little kitty.
Anyway,
Little box.
Yeah.
I wouldn't play an instrument. It's like, I'm just simply not capable,
Have
mate.
you ever tried to play an instrument?
Yeah, I played drums once, and I was
Swing
in and over
kicking
some
my
like,
legs, like I was just all over the place.
Drums
mate.
is tricky. It's
Yeah.
the foot and hand coordination, which is hard.
That's the thing that fucks you.
Yeah.
But like, I'm one of those people. Once something clicks in my brain, like then
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah,
fucking
you're easy to get
I
to.
excel. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you try anything every day and suck at it enough, you'll get decent.
Mm.
You'll get
Mm.
decent. So I believe in you. Bro.
Yeah, but fuck instruments. Fuck them.
That's fair enough.
Took a quick turn.
Nah. Instruments are cool, man. They're cool, but like, not for me.
Yeah, not for you.
Not for me.
That's fair enough.
So no from me. No deal.
Oh shit.
No deal. He's anti-instruments. He's starting a fucking movement. He goes up to buskers and he just fucking spits on
He
them.
just
Nah,
goes,
just
no
smash the
deal.
instruments, mate.
Get your talent out.
One less instrument off the street. On the street. Oh.
Speaking of instruments, fucking bit of a story, I suppose. Last week, we
Yeah.
went to see some live instruments. We went to see King Gizzard and the Wizard Lizard live in
Lizard,
Such a
yeah,
funny
King Gizzard
name.
and the Lizard Wizard.
I've
Yeah.
heard King Gizzard's music and it like literally deafens my ears.
Yeah.
They have a wide variety of styles.
Yeah.
They
Some of-
have like 18 albums.
Yeah, some of which is rather deafening. In fact, at the concert, it was
It was-
sometimes quite intense for me because I was on acid for it. It was
Mhm.
kind of like it's kind of a lot, kind of like a wall of sound. Just these people literally summoning Satan in front of me. Very, very, very talented.
Oh,
band.
yeah.
I love them, obviously.
Hugely.
But yeah, it was a fucking crazy show.
Yeah, when
Satan.
you had when you had said that you had gotten tickets for King Gizzard, and I was like, "Whoa, cool! Live show, go there, get stoned, maybe drink a little, like enjoy it. It'll be
Yeah.
great." And then you were like, "Oh yeah, like I'm doing acid. You just want to do acid?" And I was thinking to myself, like, "Oh, do acid for King Gizzard. It's like doing acid at a Death Grips concert." And I said, "No, all right." But yeah, it was like you and like 3 others that went with us, and everybody was on acid but me.
Yeah, you're the only one babysitting.
Only sober one.
I haven't really truly
Yeah.
asked you like what your interpretation of the evening was, because mine was probably severely different.
No, it was fantastic.
Yeah, well, I know you had a good time, and we
Yeah.
all had a pretty good time, but it was very fucking intense at times, because this music is like
Yeah.
literally,
It's loud,
it's
loud.
and I think I was sort of hoping that they might play some of their softer shit as well, but like it was kind of more on the aggressive side for most of it.
Super.
So it was
Shit.
an intense wall of sound, but also, very religious feeling experience. These guys are just insanely talented, just shredding.
Wild.
And yeah, it was fucking sick, honestly.
It
It was
really,
sick.
really
It was
good
crazy
show.
to go to a concert, after so long because of COVID and everything. Dope
Yeah, it
to
was a
live
good first
music.
time back.
Yeah, it was great.
You mentioned something about summoning Satan.
Well, these dudes are sorcerers of sound.
Yeah.
Sorcerers of
Yeah,
sound.
sorcerers of sound. And
Is that
they
the
were-
title they've given themselves, or is that
no, it's the title I gave them on the night because I was like,
Ooh,
oh my god,
sorcerer.
these men are committing fucking magic right here. They're literally using their instruments to summon Satan himself.
With
They're
their
fucking flashing lights and
Pentagons on the walls. or
pentagons on the walls.
I believe you mean pentagrams, but that was close.
anything? Isn't pentagon just a shape?
It's like the worst satanic ritual ever when you go there and they're just drawing pentagons.
I'd rather see pentagons than pentagrams, mate.
Fuck that.
No pentagrams, but he was sticking his tongue out a lot and, fucking wide-eyed. And just the music is intense, it's intense.
Very.
And
yeah.
when you're on acid, sound changes, it's different. It sounds different. It's like a lot of it was, just fuck. I don't know what word to describe it with other than intense.
Well, you would have felt it in your body.
I felt it in my fucking bones come.
Yeah.
Yeah. My fucking
Bones were just rattling.
My
You know,
bones are rattling
because
away.
I'm assuming all of you have gone to a live concert that's really loud. You feel the fucking speakers
Mm.
like blast into
Yeah.
your body, and
Yeah.
it's in your ears, it's in your head.
The bass
You close
rattles
your
your
ears, and you
organs.
can hear it inside your head because it's literally going through your bones.
Yeah.
Fucking sick. it was a really good time.
Yeah, it was a great experience for sure.
Yeah.
That's so
Um,
sick.
And you've been fans of them for ages, like.
I've been fans of them for like 7-8 years.
Yeah, I only got into them recently, but I remember you listening to them in the old CS sessions. And
Yeah,
jamming
dude.
out and shit.
They were good. They were good. It's my friend Dave that introduced me to King
It's
Giz.
always Dave. It's
always Dave.
It always comes
Dave's
back
a
to
bit of a
Dave.
G.
Always Dave.
Well, what else is new? I'll tell you what. Fucking new GamerSupps flavor. It's come out.
It's true.
Oh, that is so true.
August, Misfits.
We can reveal the flavor now.
We can.
We
You
can,
guys,
right?
you guys have suggested on Reddit, on YouTube comments, everywhere. You know, I guess we go and eliminate some of the suggestions or guesses that you guys had. Weed. It's not. It's not weed
Yeah,
flavor.
it's not Misfits.
It is
weed.
not
good guess.
Misfits weed. It's not a bad
I don't know if
guess.
I'd want like a weed flavored drink.
I
though.
wouldn't either. It's weed tastes like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then there's sour apple. Already exists. Not going to happen.
Yeah, you
Sorry to break the
fucking
news for you,
dumbasses. Come on.
idiot.
You're better than that.
It
So
was
dumb.
What else did they guess?
kiwi.
Kiwi.
Which was a
Oh.
good guess
Because
because
3 of us are.
yeah,
Yeah.
half
That was
of
actually not
you
a bad
guys are
guess.
Kiwis.
Which is just the strangest ratio, really, when you think about it.
Yeah.
A group of
Yeah.
6 people, there's
Very
3
odd,
New
very
Zealanders. Because
odd.
New Zealand's only got like 5 people total. So
Yeah,
it's
in
just
total
great.
there's 6
Majority of us are
people.
here on the set right now.
Really weird.
Country's struggling.
Yeah, because we're all here.
Yeah. We're actually all members of parliament.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But it's not kiwi. Now somebody suggested watermelon, which is close,
But already a flavor
but
as
already
well.
a flavor. But this is melon. It is melon flavored. It's
That's right.
and it's not your typical fucking shitty watermelon flavor. It is honeydew.
Yeah.
It's green Japanese
melon.
rock melon.
It's fire. It's
Very-
fire.
Actually,
Very
very
good.
good.
It's
Yeah.
it's the best flavor ever created by GamerSupps. It tastes like candy.
Ever created ever, I reckon. Like,
Yep.
just best flavor
In
overall.
total, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're going to be looking at this flavor like, man, how the fuck did we not think of this before?
Yeah. The fruit's just going to be standing there like,
The fruit's like, you outdid us. Like
Yeah.
you taste better
takes
than the
better
actual fruit.
actual
Yeah,
fruit.
it's good shit. And it's all I've been drinking in terms of GamerSupps since we received this like a month ago.
Yes.
Yeah. Every
Um,
time I drink it, I get laid.
Is that right?
Ah.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's
But only the melon
interesting.
flavor.
it's a remarkable statistic.
The other ones, you know, I might get a makeout session, but with the
You
melon,
get actual laid.
Yeah,
full laid.
Yeah.
get the full on home run.
Yeah, the home run. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I say.
As we're getting laid. Well, a home run.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, first base. Oh, is he going to steal second?
Women love that when you just point, you just
You just
celebrate each individual
commentate
milestone.
commentate the interaction.
Imagine that you're just with a woman, just making out,
Oh,
start feeling her breast. Oh,
you hold her hand. He's like, oh, hold her hand. Objective complete.
say it out loud.
Achievement unlocked.
Achievement unlocked. 420 gamer score.
That's how real
experience.
Held
gamers.
the hand of a woman.
That's how gamers navigate their romantic life for sure. But yeah, Misfits Melon, buy it. GamerSupps.gg. You can use our code to buy it as well to get 10% off. It's the best flavor.
It should be out by the time this. Well, actually, no.
Is it not?
No, I don't think it would be. I
Oh.
think it maybe comes out maybe like a week after this podcast comes out.
Well, then maybe I spoke too soon. But regardless, go to GamerSupps.gg and just
Get
fucking
it.
just wait until
Yeah.
it comes out. You know,
Just
why not?
wait.
Yeah.
It's all right.
That's right.
Also, don't judge me for saying, is he? I said, is he, when I said, is he going to steal second base? All right? I just want to point out for the listeners at home, sometimes I fuck it up.
Wait, what do you mean?
I said, is he, when referring to myself.
Oh.
I see. You actually just misgendered yourself.
Oh, you're fucking canceled
I
this
know.
bitch.
I know.
What
No.
the fuck?
Yeah,
thinking,
I knew
dude?
Toby as a man for like 15 years, so it was
no excuse.
sometimes-
Fuck.
That's fucked up.
You know, I try my best, but
Yeah, well, your best isn't good enough, I'm afraid. So
Clearly.
you'll be leaving the show now.
that's fair. I might just stick around if that's all right with you
Yeah, you
guys.
can stick
Oh,
around
that's
for this
fine.
Just
That's
episode.
all
just
right.
this one.
Well,
So it's
yeah.
not awkward.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
be that happy about it, though. Just so you
Yeah,
know.
that's
Yeah.
okay. I understand. Good friend.
Yeah. Well, what the hell else is new, everybody?
Oh, well, I mean, besides the set, not too much. I moved.
You moved?
Yeah, I moved house.
Nice.
I did all that shit. That's boring. I don't want to talk about it.
What else is new? I'm looking at Mason. I'm looking at Jay. I'm looking at Matt. I'm looking at Toby. What the fuck is going on?
I've developed a new personality.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
His name's Brocky Thompson.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
I've been doing some GTA RP, you
Yes.
know, fucking bit of this, bit of that.
On your Twitch, right?
And I've developed this new character. Kind of talks like this.
That's
You know,
great. Whoa, he just
bust
slips
cat,
into him just like that.
bust cat motherfucker, you know.
Is he?
Yeah, yeah.
Forgive me for saying. Is he
yeah,
black?
yeah, he is.
He's a
yeah.
black guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
it's-
I just like, you know, I couldn't really decide, and I was like, just let's try it out. Let's give
Uh-huh.
it a go. And,
Right on.
And it, like people love it, so
That's cool.
That's sick.
On
GTA RP is some of the best content on Twitch.
Oh,
Yeah.
no
Absolutely.
shit. I had like a blast for 4 hours and I haven't been on Twitch for that long where I've just like lost track of time.
Good.
Yeah, nice.
So
That's good.
It was
That's good
awesome.
to hear.
Yeah, we were saying in the pre-show that we got to jump on with you. And fucking-
Yeah, for sure. We got to do some sort
Because
of sesh.
I've been talking about GTA
Yeah.
RP so
Yeah,
long.
literally.
Over
Jay,
years.
Yeah,
Have you ever
so
done it, Jay?
long.
Like,
Yeah, me and Mason did it.
Yeah,
like,
we
a couple
know
of
Toby
years
as
ago.
well.
And Toby,
Us
yeah.
three, yeah.
We
That
all
was
did it.
so
It was
funny.
so
It was
crack
so
up.
good.
I can't believe
Yeah.
I've never given it a go. I think I was
Neither.
just like, I don't know how to get into the servers, and I'm just,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not too
Yeah.
much of a hassle. Like, it's just mainly getting whitelisted and shit.
Right.
And then
What server have you been playing on?
Koala something.
Oh, Quality.
Is it like
Yeah,
Australian
yeah.
or
Something TG or something. Koala
Yeah.
TG.
is
I
it
don't know.
Australian?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But I'd rather play on an American server.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah,
that would be
more.
just better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, more content.
Yeah, yeah.
More personalities.
Well, if they want to see fucking Rocky Thompson.
Brocky.
Brocky.
Come on, man.
Sorry. I
Dude,
thought that the
come on,
I thought
man.
the B was silence, man. I'm
Come
sorry.
on, man.
Jesus. If they want to find Brocky Thompson, where can they find him?
Twitch.tv/Zuckles.
Fucking, what a great plug that was.
That was awesome,
Yeah.
mate.
You're a
You're a
fucking
legend,
pro at
mate.
this.
You're a
pro
legend.
at that. That's
Natural,
amazing. What's new with you, Jay?
I played soccer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
well-
saying that.
Yeah.
We might be playing later tonight. You won't.
Yeah,
you
I won't
because you're
because
sick.
I'm sick. But last week was a bit of a blast.
Yeah, indoor soccer.
Yeah, indoor
Fucking-
soccer. I signed up for it assuming that it would be like less running than normal soccer, and it's
Mm.
like a good way of getting fit, a little bit of cardio in.
Mm.
No, not
Just
at
as
all.
hard.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
not harder, I reckon.
Yeah,
Really?
No shit.
Yeah, it was pretty insane though. It was a fun time.
Nice.
You were like really good at the beginning, and then it's
Yeah, it was like we started off the match against these old guys.
They're
Like
balding. They had like the
Yeah.
bald head and like the
Yeah.
hair on the sides. They're like monks.
I think they were pushing 50 at least. Like they were pushing 50.
Actually, versing monks. And
Yeah,
and still
literally.
lost.
Full monks,
Yeah.
bro.
They were pushing 50, right? And we thought we'd be like just a little bit fitter than them. We start off, the whistle blows, boom, right off the gate, goal instantly, like within 12 seconds I scored. And then afterwards I realized like, holy fuck, it's been 30 seconds and I'm done. I'm fucking done.
That's fucking
And
gold.
yeah.
Are there any differences between indoor soccer and outdoor
It's
soccer?
Yeah,
totally
one is
different.
indoors.
There's a lot of
One's-
difference. One's indoors. All right.
Okay,
Wrap
other
your
than-
head around that for a second, because
Okay.
soccer is indoors. What the fuck's going on there? And the other
Yeah.
one's outdoors.
Yeah, is that the
Yeah,
only
there's,
difference?
there's other differences.
There's some like rules. and
Correct me if
stuff,
I'm
like-
wrong, but if
You're wrong.
indoor, okay, never mind. no. Indoor soccer, is there like no boundaries?
In this one, yeah, there's no
Yeah.
boundaries.
Yeah,
no
so
Oh,
boundaries.
so you can kick it off the wall and
Yeah,
shit?
it's
like a
it's like
big net.
knitting.
Oh,
Yeah, knitting.
wow.
Yeah, mad.
It's pretty sick, but it's just way more running because
Like
you don't
Rocket
get any
League.
breaks, like no breaks.
Mm.
It is like Rocket League.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Yeah.
a smaller team, so
And smaller
smaller-
field,
yeah,
like
yeah.
Mm.
And we had no subs. They had like 18, like full team, dedicated goalkeeper. We were rotating in and out. Oh,
Dude, sweat.
we gave it a good go though. We gave it a good go.
Monks be sweating, man.
They actually were. They had like kits and everything. They
But
had
they
everything.
weren't though. They were like just like walking around so
Yeah,
slow.
we-
We're
it's
just like
'cause they're-
running after them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's where they got you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
you know
We
how they
didn't
got you.
realize.
Fucking,
We
like,
didn't.
set
They paced
themselves.
themselves because they're
Yeah.
monks.
Exactly,
You know?
exactly.
They were meditating the whole
They
time.
know how to win. They
Mm.
know how to win.
They were just fucking.
We
enlightened.
definitely won the second half of that game though.
Right,
Didn't
a
matter
bit of
because
a
we
comeback.
lost, but we scored more goals. Than
Hey,
them.
it's
Yeah.
the spirit that counts.
It's
Yeah,
the spirit.
exactly. It was a fun time. Fun
That's
time.
sick. I can't wait to play. I'm
Yeah.
definitely gonna be tapping in for that.
Yeah.
Hopefully tonight, but we'll see what happens because I think some of our teammates might have done a fucking bunch of shrooms yesterday. So let's see what the fuck happens there. Yeah. Fucking Jesus.
Have you guys heard of this new? I don't think it's that new, but it's like recently blown up a little. This NFT art stuff.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
literally looking
Yeah,
at that today.
I
I'm
don't know.
very uneducated. It's crypto art,
So
right?
Mm.
kind of. I mean, that's what people like describe it as. It's NFT is like non-fungible tokens. So in the past, it's been like little collectible things that are. It's just like basically things that you can collect that are digital.
Mm.
But artists have come in and done things where they'll release art and then auction it off, and you can own this digital art. Which in the past, obviously, digital art, anyone can just download it and whatever.
Yeah.
And the reason why you would want to pay for it is because, I mean, you can still go out there and look at all this art, for free, but you get this token if you buy it saying that you are the owner of this piece of art. And collectors, like art collectors and stuff, are fucking frothing over it. And there's been like...
What? So it's like a cryptocurrency, but for gallery,
It's
like
not-
an art gallery kind of
It's not
thing.
actually a cryptocurrency. There's
It-
just there's like a hash code thing that is
Right.
associated with every piece of
Okay, yeah.
So
yeah.
you own that code, which
Yeah.
corresponds to that piece of art.
Right.
It's great for artists because, the thing about artists is that when they sell their work, it's very difficult for them to continue making money from their work, because it belongs to somebody else.
Right.
They've got
True,
the
true,
base
true.
price for whatever they sold it for, but like from then on out, it's basically just owned by other people. NFTs actually allow them to continue getting the return on
Yeah, I
investment
think
every
they
time
get-
that it's sold.
They get
You know.
10%, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Shit.
great.
If you
Crazy.
if you're a small artist and you sell a piece for $100 and then you blow up,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden someone sells your piece for $100,000,
Wait,
Yeah.
fuck, that's
you
so cool.
still make money from it,
Yeah.
and you get the benefit from your
that's
your
really
stuff doing
cool.
better.
Shit.
Artists have been getting fucked for a while,
Yeah.
for kind of like centuries. Yeah, that's why there's the term starving artist.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I mean, it's this whole new like industry really, and there's art flippers and stuff that have been making bank off just.
Yeah.
I mean, the way a lot of it works is they'll have these drops where it will be like, all right, you can buy this for 5 minutes, and there might be 100 being sold or something of this
Right.
one piece of art. So then and it'll have a set price.
Yeah.
And you can go in there, buy a thing for $1,000, and then that will never be sold again, and you can keep it and resell it later when the industry grows a bit. And people have bought stuff for $900 and resold it for like 50 grand,
Wow.
like a few months later. It's really cool. But the other side of it is there's obviously just auctions and for like one of one pieces, and some of the things that people like, some of the amount of money that people have been getting is like.
Yeah.
Really, really cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I think Nyan Cat sold for $666,000
Whoa.
or something.
Oh,
There was a
shit.
piece that sold today or yesterday for 6.6 million. which
Yeah.
is
No
crazy.
shit. I
Yeah.
didn't see any of that.
Grimes has been selling art on there. Like,
Yeah.
I think she had a drop yesterday, and it was like heaps of money was made.
Holy shit.
The art community is obviously really excited about this. The NFTs have been around. It is NFT, right?
Yeah.
They've been around since 2017, I believe.
Yeah.
But
I read that.
it's, I think, maybe the reason it's getting so much attention now is just because of the rise in crypto popularity.
It also, it wasn't like, I feel like the art thing is pretty new. I think there was something that was recently made that made the art more like
Right.
viable. Because before then it was just like, there were the things called crypto kitties. I don't really know what they were, but it was like a thing where you wanted to collect all of these different types of cats, and they would
Like
they just
little
had this
Pokemon.
little it was like Pokemon but for the
Right.
internet really.
Right.
Holy shit,
Like
I
just
didn't know that.
trading and buying and selling and stuff.
Wow. Crypto kitties. Sounds kind of like slavery, if you ask me. Just trading kids. I don't know. It's really
Oh.
But we know someone personally who one of the designers for Misfits
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rish.
for the merch.
Our boy Rish at
Yeah.
CAE on Twitter.
He
Yep.
just released his first piece and he got a huge bet on it, which is really cool.
Good.
It's obviously
So
all
sick.
the art kids are super excited about this.
Yeah.
Because it's just a
It's a
huge-
viable way to actually get money for the stuff that you're working
Yeah.
on.
I was
And
thinking
it's
about
also-
selling photography like that. I was thinking about
Mm.
trying it, just seeing if people would be interested.
Why
Yeah.
not, right? Like
Why
you never
not?
know, and even if it doesn't like increase tremendously in value, it's still cool to
Yeah,
to have.
exactly.
And the cool thing about it is there's absolutely no doubt in the authenticity of the
Yeah.
ownership of
Right.
the art. There's no like
There's no dispute.
there's no
Yeah.
dispute. There's no fakes possible because it's literally blockchains,
Yeah.
bruh.
Yeah.
Wow,
Whatever
dude.
you
Why
call it.
don't women sell nudes that way?
I mean, maybe
You
maybe
can
that's
own.
the future, man.
It's like
Maybe that's the
imagine
future.
porn star trading cards,
Dude.
right?
Belle Delphine could probably get a lot of money for some NFTs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know if
just-
that's legal. Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
Who knows?
they'll sort it out. I just supplied the idea. That'll be 10% royalties forever.
And men can do
please.
it too, by the way. Fucking put your cock up. It's
Yeah.
not
Mason?
just a woman thing, Mason.
Not
What
exclusive.
happened?
What if you made an NFT with just a square portrait, beautiful shot of your cock, well lit, maybe some nice ambient lights
Nah,
in the
man.
background?
Listen, man. Nah, not happening.
What
Yeah,
if, what if
can't
it's
show off
sold?
the
What if it's
goods.
sold for $1 million?
You'd have to- oh yeah. Well, if I get like what 99%, then yeah, sure.
99%.
The 1% can fuck
right,
off.
1%, it's common courtesy.
What if it was? What if it was 90-10
90-10?
for $1 million?
$900,000.
900 grand is 900 grand, man. I can do a lot with that.
Yeah.
I'll buy some apartments. I'll be set for life.
Yeah, absolutely. Look into
So when do we start?
it. Turn your head around on that idea. Very quickly. We'll get some meetings.
I
in
never
that,
said I didn't want to do it. I said what happened. I was,
Oh,
I was
okay.
just lost.
Well, we'll get you informed, eh? We'll set
Yeah,
some
let's,
meetings.
let's organize
Yeah,
this.
we'll get some-
yeah.
we'll get
Set it
some-
up. We'll set it up.
Yeah.
I'll, talk
All right.
to, I'll talk to my guy.
Podcast listeners have something to look forward to. The NFT blockchain.
Finally,
The cock chain.
The cock champ.
the cock chat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of the podcast listeners having something to look forward to, let's talk about the podcast.
Yes.
Talk about how the podcast has been over the last year, because it's kind of been shit.
Yes, that's
know?
true.
Yes.
Very true.
Podcast it's kind of sucked a little bit.
Yeah, it's been a bit rough.
It's been fucking shit, bro.
It's been very difficult.
It's been a fucking tricky one. I think it's for a multitude of reasons.
And not traveling.
Yeah.
Well, definitely a lack of stories, but I think beyond that, like COVID was a very separating time for all of us.
Yeah.
As it was for everyone. Just kind of more difficult to stay in touch and more difficult to keep in each other's lives and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, like fucking, it was hard for a while to have love for the show. It kind of became a routine a little bit, I reckon. I don't know about you guys. I just feel like being frank about this because, I'm kind of sick about talking about trivial bullshit all the time on the podcast to fill air. Let's fucking talk. Let's fucking get it out in the open. Right. Anyone have anything to say about this, Mason? How the fuck have you felt lately, bro? How you feel on those podcasts?
I
get
feel
real, bro.
I mean, I've been getting better now with my talking more and shit.
Yeah, you're fucking...
Because I went through a bit of a rut and whatever, but now
Yeah.
I'm fucking like bouncing back.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to like just bring up whatever and fucking make
Yeah.
good vibes and shit like that,
Yeah, good vibes are important on a podcast.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
We got 6 cunts here. We got to talk for an hour every week. Just make sure the vibe's good, you know.
They have to be quite splendid.
The vibes have to be splendid.
No, they have to.
Because if they're not splendid, then it's going to come across. I know that most of the listeners are probably like, well, maybe you're being a little hard on the show. And I think in many ways I am, but it's also kind of our job is to be
Yeah,
hard
we
on
want
the
it
show.
to be. We want it to be the best.
There are viewers that listen every week, to our attempts to fill an hour, and that's really what it was.
Yeah.
And this is especially apparent through like the period of time in lockdown where we were all on Discord, because that was literally like, there's no suiting up and driving to the office and talking with people for a while and then doing the show and then it being like an in-person, special thing.
Yeah.
It was, oh shit, it's Wednesday already. Oh shit, we have the podcast in an hour.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Because it was fucking middle of quarantine.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to turn on my webcam and
Don't even
do
go
that.
out for a bit of fresh air before you
you
jump straight
can't-
into it.
You can't do any of it.
Yeah.
And that was probably the most. That was probably the worst part. Which was
it was rough on Discord for a bit. There are good moments in
There
between.
were.
I think where we had
There
some really
were.
great episodes, and recently even there've been some good episodes. But
Yeah.
definitely has been feeling like more of something that we have to do as opposed to something we're like, oh yeah, fuck it, let's sit down and do a podcast this week. I got something to say. I got something to talk about.
I've noticed that like through doing the podcast that doing YouTube and like streaming and stuff has kind of made me like that was my whole thing. Like there wasn't really much about my life that was happening.
Yeah.
And like I realized that there just isn't really much to talk about when that's all you're doing.
Yeah.
And
True.
it's like almost opened my eyes in a way to like the importance of finding like hobbies and shit to do and stuff. Because
Yes.
it's not just like with the podcast. If you have a conversation with someone and they're like, "Hey, what are you into? What do you do?" I'm like, I don't know. I don't really do
Right.
anything.
Yeah. That's
And
sorry. No, you finish your thought.
I think that's a huge part of it for me of like not being in the past, like really struggling with knowing what to talk about on the podcast.
YouTube's a weird job because you're not really required necessarily to keep learning as an adult. You're not really stimulated necessarily by outside factors unless you endeavor to pursue
you're
them.
pursuing them.
That's really what I've been realizing lately this year is like, man, like if I don't start getting excited about learning again, I'm gonna become a fucking dumbass. And in many ways I already have become a bit of a dumbass, because it's just like, I don't know. I was a bit down bad last year if I'm being completely honest. And it was a shit time for me. And I was just kind of like mentally fucked up and was finding it very difficult to be motivated to, I don't know, just to have the passion for the show that I used to, where I'd be like, oh, I'm really interested in this right now. Let's bring it up on the show, blah, 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 etc. It's like, I think it's not just a YouTube thing either. I think when you become an adult in general, you find a job, you get into a routine, and you sort of stop, maybe pursuing knowledge in the same way that you used to. Not everyone, obviously, like it depends on who you are, but it's one of those weird pitfalls you can fall into where you're not stimulating yourself enough. You're not seeking knowledge. You're not maybe going out of your comfort zone enough. A whole variety of things that I think affect you as a person.
Yeah.
Affect the relationships you have. Affect how you feel about yourself.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's kind of a crazy thing to think about, because when you're a kid, you don't really have to worry about it because
Mhm.
life's kind of coming at you. You got people taking care of you, hopefully. You got environments that are stimulating you. You're in an institution that's hopefully stimulating you. School, for
Yeah.
a lot of people, that doesn't stimulate them. So yeah, I've been thinking about that recently, and I've been like, man, I really want to start learning again and be excited about it because I used to be so excited about
Mhm.
learning things. Used to be a true pursuer of knowledge. Yeah, it's like it's important to fucking maintain your mind and keep it healthy. And if you
Yeah.
don't, then you will deteriorate.
Yeah, I mean, I
Very
was saying
true.
to you the other day at dinner that like some of the most enjoyable conversations that I think we've had on the podcast have always been like when like you would discover something about yourself or something about like how people act or why they do something, and then we'd all talk about the like the different views everyone has on like the psychology of the different things that we come across.
Yeah.
And like we don't have those conversations as much as we used to, and it like I think it would definitely be like fun to kind of get back to that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be nice with the new with the new way that we're going to be structuring the show in future. It's going to be a lot more like structured. Topics,
Yes.
themes.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to be an hour of a stream of consciousness hopping from different topic to different topic to bullshit to fill the hour.
Yeah.
The podcast you're going to have.
The bullshit's still going to be there because
Yeah,
it is
but
fun.
it's not going to be like the whole show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when the whole show is bullshit, it's a lot harder to be excited for it if it's just all right. Well,
Yeah.
we'll come up with something on the spot. Whereas when you're able to plan it a bit more, and now, we have a team behind us. COVID's pretty much on the down in Melbourne, so people can fill out the office, and we'll actually be able to
Have a bit of support with that.
Yeah.
And not necessarily just serious stuff either, just throwing funny shit at us or funny stories or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I know many of the people in the audience love the silly podcast where we're sort of just bouncing back and forth random ass topics, just kind of flailing around like conversationally. We're able to kind of pull it off a lot of the time, I think. But I think some of our more perceptive listeners have been commenting and saying like, "What's happened to the show? Like, it's kind of lost a bit of life."
This is
And
very difficult.
we've all kind of been aware of it, and we haven't really talked too much about this as a group. I've sort of talked to a lot of you guys individually about it, but yeah. And what you said earlier about me bringing things up on the show, I want everyone to think about shit to bring up on the
of
show
course.
or anything that interests you or that is interesting, because we got a fucking job to do, cunts. We got fucking a lot of people listening to this shit, and a lot of people really like this show.
Yeah.
really like the show, so it'd be a shame to
they do.
let it not be shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, a lot of people listen and they they like what they've heard over the last couple of months. But the thing is, that doesn't really matter when when you're on the podcast and you're doing it and you're feeling bad about how it is.
Yeah, for sure. Yes, the vibes need to be, what did you say, Jay? What was the word you used?
Splendid.
Splendid, man.
Splendid.
Fucking some splendid vibes hopefully coming your way, guys.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
New fresh start with a new set was definitely needed.
Yeah.
There's nothing like being in person and
Yeah.
being able to see everyone and talk like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, with all the
Yeah.
with all the props, all the shit that
Yeah.
we're gonna get,
This
there's
nice
gonna be
wood table. Nice bit of wood.
I
right here.
this table is so
Careful,
cool.
you get splinters on that
Yeah,
shit, bro.
yeah, you
I
will
want
get
some
you
splinters.
into-
Fuck me
Nah,
up.
bro, fuck
Fucking
that.
put the podcast head in me, cunt.
Bro, splinters are the worst, man. Like, seriously. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah?
especially when you get one in your dick.
You got
What?
a dick, you got a dick splinter before?
No way,
How?
got a
You know
dick
those, like, whole screws go in?
Fuck off, you.
No.
You just know when you put your penis in a squirrel.
Bro, sometimes you just gotta,
It's an
you know.
archaic
You
fleshlight
put
right there.
your
Busting
dick
nuts.
like in a tree hole.
Yeah, man.
You fucked a tree.
Yes,
Or you
dude.
attempted to,
Well, I attempted to.
and then you got a splinter in your cock, and then what happened?
Had to go to the ER.
Did you really? When was
Yeah.
this? Are you bullshitting?
This is
Nah,
bullshit.
like, yeah, I'm full of shit.
Yeah, I
I'm
was
full
gonna
of shit.
say.
You really think I'm fucking tree, bro?
I
You
actually
fucked
fucked
it.
it.
I
Actually,
did down
you
bad.
did fuck a couch.
I
I
did
did
not
fuck
be
a
that
couch.
down
You did
bad.
fuck a couch, though.
I did fuck a couch. Okay, you got me there.
Classic
right.
podcast.
Okay,
Jason
yeah.
fucks a couch.
To be fair though, when he fucked the couch, he didn't just fuck a couch. He like constructed a vagina for the couch.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of thought going into
It's a
it.
little more classy.
Was it a fleshlight you used, or was it like the old trick of like putting like
The
some,
old two
some
sponges.
processed meat?
The old two sponges in a glass, mate.
Two sponges in a
Two
glass.
sponges, a rubber glove, and glass.
And a rubber glove,
Yeah.
of course.
Honestly, I could see that working.
Intuition.
Well. I wish I thought of that when I was a young man.
Yeah.
So you didn't fuck a tree.
No, but I fucked a couch.
Fuck the couch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Better furniture than nature itself. I'd say.
Nah, I can. Nah.
Well, your dad walked in while you were fucking the couch too, didn't he?
Well, there you go. In nature, I feel like you might have a bit more privacy. You know?
Yeah.
That's how Mother,
Yeah.
that's how Mother
Mason-
Nature became a mother.
All the birds and the bees will be looking at you, dude.
All the what?
All the birds and the bees will be looking at you.
Yeah, bro. It's like, you know, that scene out of the Simpsons movie where Homer, Marge.
He does that in every episode.
No, like where all the animals come in and they're getting funky, you know? It'll be like that.
Yeah,
Except you're just fucking a tree.
You're fucking a tree, and it's apparently magical. And all the birds and all the bees and all the animals come out. They're looking at you, and they're all cute. And they sing a little
bro.
song as you're fucking a tree.
Nice little Bambi moment right there.
Yeah,
Sometimes privacy isn't what you want, though. You know.
Yeah.
Sometimes the thrill of knowing that someone could walk in at any moment is kind of
Yeah.
fun.
Some people get off to it. Is that what you're saying?
Well, sometimes it's just a bit of fun, you know.
Sometimes.
Sometimes you might intentionally leave the door unlocked and just to see what happens.
That is a specific thing with some people that I've never personally gotten, but you know, more power to the people that.
I can't even piss in front with people in the same room as me.
Okay,
I cannot fuck with anybody in the same room as me.
I feel
besides,
like-
you know.
I feel like it's not about like actually someone catching you doing something or seeing you doing whatever. I feel like it's more like,
The rest,
man, if someone looked over right now, they could see what I was doing.
Just that slight chance.
that's
And
horrible.
That like tiny little chance is enough to make it a little more fun.
That's like people that like fuck on trains and buses and shit, right?
well, that's just very
Airplanes.
public, you know.
yeah, but
Yeah.
they're like very covert ops with it.
Well, that's different. That's like more fucking in a place that you're not supposed to fuck in. You know, I think that's
Right.
more
Illegal.
less. Well, I guess there's the risk of getting caught because you're doing that.
Right.
Yeah. Fucking on an airplane just seems like a bit of a mission, honestly.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Airplane
seem worth
bathrooms,
it.
They're not very. They're not very.
Tiny ass bathroom.
Jeffrey-
quite tiny.
J-
you know?
Jeffrey Epstein had it down pat.
You reckon?
Yeah,
Fucking on planes.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he probably did fuck. He probably fucked in a lot of places. Old Jeffrey did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bless his soul.
I think.
Bless his soul.
No,
In God he rests.
he's probably in hell. He's probably in hell.
He's probably. Well, I don't know.
I don't know. Catholic Church. Yeah, maybe he's in heaven.
Knowing they're fucking. Do you guys fucking mind? Actually, are you fucking trying to film a podcast right now? Cheers. Thanks for that. Fucking absolute. Can't get away with anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's still
Kinda
set
fun
is
set.
still under construction. So
Socially unaware builders, though.
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Bastards.
You know what I've been thinking about lately?
What?
The poor.
Really?
You've been thinking
Why?
about the
Why would you
poor?
waste your time with that?
Are you thinking about how disgusting they are, how pitiful they are?
Oh, it's funny you say that, Swagger. I've been reading this book lately. All right,
Oh,
it's
yeah?
by a guy called George Orwell. You may know him.
Oh,
He wrote
George
Animal
Orwell.
Farm. He wrote
Oh,
1984.
yes.
He's a very famous
Yeah,
author.
Animal Farm. I feel like I've read that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've read that.
Yeah.
It's probably a book you might have read in school.
Yeah.
We might have read it together in school.
You reckon?
Well, like at the same
Sounds kind
time.
of gay. Well, whatever.
Not anymore.
No, he has this book called Down and Out in Paris and London. When he was a young man in the 20s, and it's basically about, it's like biographical. It's about his brush with poverty
oh,
and like being basically impoverished in Paris and London, and like his experience dealing with, you know, basically starving and having to like get by and find work and then not being able to find work and no one's giving you any charity, and like his experience of basically being, you know, at the very bottom and like a really bad spot,
Yeah.
hard up, you know, fucked up. A lot of people probably read this book. It's a very famous book, but he has this like these interesting notes in between where he kind of just talks about poverty, kind of just talks about
Right.
the concept of it. And, you know, this is George Orwell we're talking about. So, you know, he's kind of thinking about society as a whole in quite a, you know, I don't want to use the word bitter, but there's a lot of
Pessimistic?
there's a lot of good reasons to be bitter. And he's talking about like the fact that there are so many people in society working very menial jobs constantly because
Yeah.
it's their only way of surviving. And if it's not that, then they're on the street, which is not very fun, as you
No.
find out in this book. Like it's fucking a bit shit being poor. Not a lot of people give you the time of day, you know. Not a lot of people fucking, and you know, I'm not saying that I'm a saint who goes after like blessing the poor and like looking after them, whatever. I'm just a fucking
Mate, you have a Tesla.
rich
no shit.
cunt with a podcast.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not trying to seem
Yeah.
holier than thou. I'm more just talking about poverty as a concept And his thought, one of the thoughts they had in the book that was quite interesting was about how it benefits society as a whole. It benefits the government. It benefits, the wealthy, that they're the masses. Like a lot of people who work in these jobs constantly, never getting time to breathe, never getting time for a break, time to like think about, what's really going on.
Right.
Obviously, we're living in, better conditions now than in the 1920s.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, that was depression.
That was depression. That was a rough time.
No, it wasn't just the
Cunts
depression.
were
It was,
panning for fucking gold just to get a little bit of
Was great.
shillings.
Cunts were
Depression.
you want to talk about fucking street performers doing shit? Like a lot of people back then were just on the street, like drawing in chalk, like just trying to get a couple fucking
It'd be like
shillings,
the
mate.
Sunday markets but for buskers, wouldn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, well, like back then,
Like just people fucking on one street doing everything just
Yeah.
to...
That's why the crime rate was so high back then.
Mm.
Because that was
Yeah.
also prohibition.
yes. Well, in Paris, they were more tolerant of, the homeless and people kind of sleeping on the street. In London, they were really strict about
Yeah.
it. Like if you're on the street, just taking a rest, a policeman will come up to you like, fucking move on, move the fuck on. Like very much like a looking down on the poor, as
Right.
being lazy and like being, basically lesser than other people. But anyway, the point that I'm trying to get to is that like what happens when these people are allowed to have room to breathe and they're allowed to think about their lives, and there's a lot of them, and they're realizing, man, like all I'm doing is working, and for what? Like I'm not actually getting ahead. I'm just having to work constantly just to fucking get by. What happens, like, it's basically talking about how it benefits the rich that they're stuck in this predicament.
Yeah.
And that the rich love to say, much like I am now, like, oh, we feel so bad for the poor, doing, things for the poor, like we feel pity for them. But like at the same time, it's like, well, if you really change the situation, what you have is a lot of really fucking angry people, and it's
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah.
revolutions start.
yeah, that's how
That's
revolutions begin.
That's
Yeah.
how, all these, you go back to Marie
Yeah.
Antoinette.
Yeah, and there's
Like, all the people are starving. Well, let them eat cake. We have plenty of cake in the castle.
Mm-hmm.
That fucking pissed them all off. And then she was beheaded. She stepped on the executioner's foot and said, "Oh, excuse me, monsieur." And then they chopped her off.
explain that once again, because I didn't actually know too much about.
You
that
don't know
topic.
about Marie Antoinette, the French Revolution?
I didn't learn about it in school. I know
Really?
a little bit
We
about
learned
it.
about it because they were very involved in our revolution
Mhm.
against the British like 3 centuries ago.
Mhm.
But basically, the idea is, I mean, there was this giant march of farmers and, the quote unquote peasantry.
Mhm.
They went to the castle, I think Versailles, Castle Versailles, something like
But
that.
by the way, like I'm sure I'm not being entirely accurate about the facts
Yeah.
that I'm presenting.
And
I
neither
don't know.
am
I don't
I.
know how accurate you
Yeah,
feel. You're
dude,
being.
I mean,
we
this
might get
is-
some
this
shit
is-
wrong.
yeah,
I
this
don't
is
know.
the fucking-
This is just a conversation.
This is high school education, all right? But from what I remember is that there was a giant crowd of fucking people outside the castle. They demanded, their demands, blah, blah, blah. Hate the rich, hate the government, the way they're treating
Yeah.
us is horrible. And, they were outside and they were screaming like, we're starving, we're starving. And, Marie Antoinette, fucking queen of France or whatever at the time is like, well, we have plenty of food. We have plenty of cake in the castle. So do you guys want some cake? And they were so fucking mad, and then the whole revolution happened. They tried to flee. They ended up finding them. They brought them back. And then they brought Marie Antoinette onto the stand to get beheaded.
Yeah.
And she stepped on the executioner's foot and said, "Oh, sorry, excuse me."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "No, it's okay." And they cut her head off.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely heard the expression "let them eat cake" before.
Yeah, let them eat cake. That's
Yeah.
what it's from.
Yeah.
Because it's like, they're starving. Well, we have cake. But they don't even have
Yeah.
any bread. They don't have anything to eat.
That ties into this book somewhat because there are these facilities. There used to be these facilities in Britain called spikes, which basically tramps would walk from spike to spike.
I see.
It's basically like a little prison that
Yeah.
they're allowed to be accommodated
What the
in
fuck?
as long as they have no money. If you have money, you get kicked out immediately. You can't
Shit.
stay in the same spike 2 nights in a row or I think twice in the same month, but they're all over the place. So basically, like, the reason they exist is so that tramps, homeless people that are
Right.
just down on their luck will have to keep moving from spike to spike, living in these shit conditions, being fed stale bread and tea.
My God.
And then basically this exists so that they'll be off the streets. And
Right.
Yeah.
The regular folk won't have to
Walking
see,
around.
in poverty. We won't have to
Yeah.
like be around poverty. It's kind of like pretty fucked up when you think about it. It's
that
like,
sounds
let's just sweep
terrible.
the problem under the rug and let's
Mm.
keep them hungry and busy. And oftentimes in these spikes, they would have like all this food all this like good food that the people working there were eating, and they would just throw it away instead of giving it to them, because if they were well fed, maybe they might get some energy and be like, hey, what the fuck? Like, these guys have all this food, and get angry and get riled up about it and have the energy to like do something about it.
Yeah.
It's better, and more convenient to them to keep them fucking barely fed and on their feet, moving from place to place.
That's fucked up. Then they can't like get a job in
Yes.
like, one place.
It's to keep them there.
Yes, and
It's to keep them.
the worst part is that this is
impoverished.
useless to society, because these people are contributing nothing.
Yeah.
Like, they're literally contributing nothing.
And they can't.
the
And they
people
have
at the
no
top-
chance to.
Yeah, and the people at the top are looking down on them for contributing nothing, but they're caught in a system where they literally can't contribute nothing. They can't get
Well,
a job. They haven't showered in a year. Like, these are really fucking down on the luck people.
Have you seen these like channels on YouTube? They do like a kind of like social experiment stuff. Like they'd find a homeless person, it's raggedy, been homeless for a couple of months, wild hair, dirty, hasn't showered, bad teeth, the whole deal. And they give them like a haircut, they freshen them up, and they give them a suit, like just cheap suit to wear. And like it was the same guy, who was homeless. He goes up to some, and his teeth are fucked, so he talks, with a really bad like kind of lisp stutter, and he goes up to a woman, hey, do you know where the library is? And ignored, like looking straight ahead. Woman walks past. It's like they're invisible people. Like they people do not even acknowledge their existence, which must be so fucking horrible to be in such a desperate position, and just you need any help you can, and people just pretend you don't exist.
It's
and then after they gave them the makeover, give the guy a cheap suit, he walks up to just some fucking random people. Do you know where the library is? And like, yeah, of course I do. Of course I do. It's right over here. These are the directions. But that's the fuck thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the fuck thing, is that there's no opportunity for them, because people treat them like they're nothing. And, a lot of people are in fear of their, people in the middle class and the lower middle class, they're in fear too of like, what the future holds. Everyone's worried about their money. Everyone's worried about what's going to happen to me later. Will I have enough money? Am I going to be okay? Will I be on the street like this person? And so like they distance themselves because of fear. It's not because they're bad people.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've walked past plenty of homeless people and just kept walking, because
Maybe kick them a couple times.
Maybe kick them a couple times, spat on them.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, sometimes you having a bad day. I'm joking. But I just found it like a really interesting I know it's very depressing. I'm sorry to bring up such a dreary topic, but
it's a very interesting
one. I
one.
bring it up because it's like,
that's what you're learning about.
Yeah. And and it's just interesting, like society since then has found a lot of ways to move past the system where these people are invisible and contributing nothing. Like there's all kinds of ways now where there are ways that they can contribute to society and to themselves and get better. It's obviously still a lot of fucking poverty though, and it's just one of those growing problems where the wealth gap just keeps growing, and like you wonder.
The beauty. From what I know, I could be completely wrong. Punch me in the face, whatever. But like, the wealth gap is growing between the very poor and the very rich.
Ultra rich, yeah.
But while that grows, the lowest bar that people can be is also growing with it. Yeah. So people are being lifted somewhat out of poverty through the nature of everything growing.
Yeah.
The gap itself, probably not too bad. As long as it doesn't get really, really bad.
Maybe.
That's a journalistic fact.
Yeah. But like, when you look at it like, the middle class gets richer, they get businesses, they employ the lower class, they get richer, they establish a foothold, their next generation is in the middle class, and then it kind of extrapolates and grows from there.
Yeah.
But, world poverty is at an all-time low.
Yes.
Like it is. This isn't the 1920s. Like there's no huge revolutions. The only places I could think that are seriously impoverished would be parts of Africa and South America.
Antarctica too.
Yeah, Antarctica. They're fucking poor as fuck over there.
Are struggling, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Fucking drawing lines in snow for money.
I watched this. I watched this documentary. I think it was Vice that did it, but it was about in Venezuela. I believe it's Venezuela. Nicolas Maduro, the de facto like fucking dictator there. The Venezuelan bolivar is like less valuable than one RuneScape gold piece.
Yeah.
Like in terms of their economy, it's like useless. So they have no money, and they have
It's very funny comparing using Venezuela and RuneScape in the same.
Well, yeah. I mean,
It's a big
there's
thing.
the whole thing.
Venezuela, yeah.
Yeah, I think we talked about it in the
Yeah.
podcast before. But basically,
Unreal.
like, their economy is so absolutely fucked. They have these prisons that prisoners overtook and turned into like little communities, like micro dictatorships within these communities of these kingpins that lead these gangs that bring in drugs that and like they open it like so that their whole family, their friends can come in, and people literally, because they can't go to a supermarket and buy anything, and they have these barter trade, like this whole like economy inside of this prison. You can't find toilet paper anywhere in fucking Venezuela, but you go into these prisons and they still have it.
Right.
So people are like literally going to these prisons around these people that are selling crack, that are selling drugs with guns. Like if you do something to cross the kingpin, they'll shoot you in the arm or the leg or the chest or whatever. And it's brutal as fuck. But it's what was insane to me is that like, that country is in such disarray that the only place you can go to for somewhat, I guess, a place to buy something or a place for shelter or whatever is in these extreme, horrible conditions in a fucking prison that was overtaken.
Yeah. Fuck, man. That is intense.
Was Germany after World War One, the hyperinflation sort of, that was like a reason why Hitler rose to power as well.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
they were
impoverished
so
and stuff,
fucked.
so poor, and
I mean, you try to take over the world one time, and everyone is kind of like, oh, fuck this country in particular, let's fuck it up, and then they get, brutalized for 10 years, can't make money, they're everyone gets desperate, and then they're like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's try it again. Let's try to take over the world again, because maybe this time we'll actually do it.
It's just the power of a politician coming across as a people's champion.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, like,
yeah.
And
please
it
get
was
us out of this,
super
like-
political after World War One, and like Germany was fucking broken up, and like they lost a lot of land. Then they had Adolf Hitler with the whole like appeasement, like, yeah, we'll take Denmark. Denmark is Germany, and was like, okay, Hitler, yeah, you could take Denmark. Oh yeah, this part, like, yeah, this part of Switzerland, yeah, that's German too. We're gonna take this back. Oh, okay, Hitler, yeah, we'll do that. Poland, yeah, we'll take Poland. And it was like, no. And then World War II.
Yeah, fuck. History is a hell of a book, man.
It really
It's
is.
a hell of a book.
I like the term history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhimes.
Yeah, it's a common phrase.
Yeah,
isn't it?
because history will turn back on itself, and the similarities you'll see.
I think it's interesting is history when you think about it, and the way all these nations like operate really throughout history, and how humans and groups operate is really just like the human struggle on a grand scale, or the human ego and the human intelligence at the time. The way everyone as a person, nobody's perfect, and we all have internal squabbles, and we have squabbles amongst ourselves and our relationships with people. It's just that blown into a huge scale, and a lot of it is just human nature and like reacting to
tribal
shit that's gone deep into our fucking brains, like historically.
Yeah.
And so like it's no wonder that it rhymes. It's because we're people. Like this is our nature.
Yeah,
like,
our physiology and the way our brains work doesn't change.
Yeah. Yep.
The systems evolve, but we don't.
Evolve. Well, we evolve in some ways, I suppose.
Yeah, in levels.
Yeah,
it's just
at
the
end
way
of
you
day,
organize in groups.
Yeah,
is the thing.
At the end of the day, the base chemistry is the same. So it's a hell of a thing. I'm really trying to learn more history because I didn't get too much of a chance to learn it in school. So I'm trying to fill those gaps in my knowledge.
Yeah, this might be a hot take, but I don't think the Great Depression was that great.
Yeah, I actually think it was kind of shit.
Shit. Why don't
They really got that one wrong.
Yeah, like I'm not sure why they called it.
Why didn't they call it like the really, really, really bad depression?
Yeah, because Great and Depression, they're kind of like.
Yeah.
You know what
it's
is great,
oxymoronic.
It was great, man.
There's that one wall in China.
Oh,
The
that's
Great
a great
it is
wall.
pretty great.
Yeah, maybe they're trying to
That
name
might
it
be one
after
of the
that.
greatest walls ever.
Yeah, it didn't really keep anyone out.
It's a long wall mess.
That's
Whoa.
that's a big wall,
You reckon
mate.
that you could run from one side of the fucking Great Wall of China
Mate,
to the other?
easy. Speaking of running, bro. Do you know my favorite? Do you know who my favorite X-Men is?
What's your
Quicksilver.
favorite X-Men, man?
You don't know.
Quicksilver.
Bro, I've been having this dream, man, and I've been getting his ability, man. And like this one time, I was eating yolks, like egg yolks.
Yeah.
I was getting his ability and shit.
That's how you got the ability, is through egg yolks?
Egg yolks,
Eating egg
bro. And I
yolks.
started like everything was going slow mo. But this like a trivial thing, right? Like you know, Quicksilver's ability, how he goes fast, right?
Yeah,
super fast, like Sonic
So
speed.
fast that everything is stopped.
That everything is stopped. Exactly. Do you reckon in his eyes he's like zooming like as quick as he can, or is everything very slow as he runs, so it's easy to control, easy to move?
That is a good question.
And like everything's just like
Isn't
slower than him.
Isn't it like he's going so fast that time around him is dilating to super, super slow speeds?
Yeah.
So to you and I, if Quicksilver were in this room running laps around the podcast set, you wouldn't even see it. He'd be going near the speed of light. But to him, he might just be walking. Because time for us is going it's normal speed, but for him, everything around him is going slower. So by relativity, he's
So
going.
are you questioning the law of whether he even runs in the film or not?
No, I'm questioning the science. I mean, there's bits in the films where everything's slow. Remember, he like stops and he's like positioning stuff, and he's still going extremely, extremely fast.
Yeah, right.
It's just that compared to everything else, his movements here.
It's just like his own. I'd say it's like his own like time.
He's operating on a different time because he's traveling at relativistic speeds.
Exactly. So he's like he's in his own dimension, essentially in a dimension.
Yeah, he's gapped from our dimension and he's operating on some other plane of
Bro,
existence.
and literally I watched that movie, like that scene, can't remember, Future Days Past or something, X-Men movie, and like he moves the bullets and shit. I was doing that in my dream, bro.
Yeah,
Swear.
yeah.
Sick.
It's a sick ass superpower.
Yeah.
Because by logic, it's like, I'll just go into the fucking other time dimension and just be super quick. And you just sit there and just be like,
It'd be fucking
I'll
cool,
think.
man.
I'll think before. It's like you're on a date with somebody, and you're just like, oh, what do I say? And you just everything stops. You're just like,
I wonder if
How
you
do I
can-
respond to this?
Like, hang on, I just got 3 egg yolks real quick. Just
like 3 egg yolks.
What do you reckon the most OP superpower
We've
is?
discussed this for surely at some point.
Yeah, we have, but
that's pretty OP.
Have
like-
we ever gotten to a conclusion?
we never got to a
Because
conclusion.
there's this mutant that can adapt to absolutely any situation, and that's his like superpower.
Wait, which mutant's that?
I don't know his name, but he was in one of the movies, and he died, but he shouldn't have, because like in theory his superpower should have made him be able to adapt to it.
I'm pissed that I don't know.
Well, there's
Yeah.
there's like the one the super
Oh,
OP.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Wait, like he like takes. I don't know if this is right, but he takes their powers temporarily.
It's no, like so if he gets shot in the head, his skin will change to metal, so he like can't.
Yeah, no, I know
Yeah.
which guy you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I think that'd be insane. You can adapt to absolutely any situation.
There's one from the Deadpool movie, which was a cool concept. It was the superpower domino, hot as fuck. But she basically her superpower is luck. So she's just extremely lucky. So like
Sounds
nothing will ever happen to her because she's just so lucky. She'll win everything just
That's
because
actually
just
a pretty
out
good
of
one.
chance.
That's
That'd be
interesting.
fire. How could you have anxiety if you have that super? That's like literally
Yeah,
like the anti-anxiety.
It's like the
superpower.
anxiety is
Insane
added.
luck.
The luck will run out.
If
I
you go
guess.
into any situation, like I'm sure this is gonna go well. It's gonna be
We're
good.
chilling.
Like, fuck.
Dude, if my superpower is that, I'd call myself a AA+.
Yeah,
Double A battery, bro.
I
Oh,
just
yeah?
Lucky. Just,
Duracell?
that was the shittest, like...
I didn't even understand that.
Yeah.
I'm not
Nah, it
gonna lie.
made no sense, man. It was so fucking dumb.
Wait, so you want to be a battery?
No, bro.
You wanna be battery
what if you're
man?
like a battery that's put in some girl's vibrator and that's your whole existence? Think
Nah,
about it.
look, I'd rather
Just the
do something
battery?
else.
It could be worse existences, honestly.
Yeah.
I'd rather do something else, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, what did you mean by the battery thing? Let's get
So,
the thought process unpacked.
AA, double
Yeah.
battery, anti-anxiety, like... I don't know.
Oh.
I
So
get
you
it
just want to
now.
be confident.
Because like, why call it luck? Like luck being the superpower when you can call it
If I had
anti-anxiety.
if I had a superpower, I'd keep trying to like be like, how far can I go with this? Just go to the top of the biggest fucking building and jump off. Be like, how's it gonna save me? How am I gonna do it?
testing
Yeah,
everything.
like, you just fucking fall down. So it's like all of a sudden a trampoline truck was passing by with like 10
That'd be
trampolines. You bounce off.
That'd be awesome.
You stand in front of a train and it's coming at full speed, and then just all of a sudden just like
Dude,
That'd
I
be
don't know,
sick.
If you had
another train hits it.
if you had an arch nemesis, he would fucking hate you. So
Yeah.
Every time he tried to get you, you'd just get away with a skinning a teeth. Every time it's like, why do I even bother with this fucking guy? He's so damn lucky. Plus, you could just go into a casino and just win shit tons of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going
It's
skis.
a pretty good one, honestly. I'd take that. I
Yeah.
would take that.
I think if I had a superpower, I would just use it for personal stuff. You know?
Yeah.
I think it would just be like, how can I monetize this? How can I
So-
make
so-
my
yeah,
life
So
better?
despite this deep discussion about poverty earlier,
Yeah,
about how
yeah.
terribly off the poor are and how
Yeah.
they have a really hard time getting ahead,
I'm with
you
Toby.
still would use your powers exclusively for yourself.
I just think that I just like being selfish.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't want to create a mob or anything like that, would you?
Yeah, well, I don't really care about saving the world if I can just,
Yeah.
you know,
Exactly.
the world will be better for me if I can just use my powers.
Oh, there she goes. It's Captain Selfish. Fucking helping
Captain
zero
Selfish.
people. But God, she looks great in all that designer clothing. Fucking hell. No, that's fair enough. I
Yeah.
respect it.
Oh my god.
Respect it.
I'm just trying to be realistic.
No,
Yeah.
that's
I
fair.
don't think I would be.
I
I
respect
mean, if
your
I had
authenticity.
Quicksilver's abilities, I'd go steal shit. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
not money because there's like a fine line for stealing that. Like, I'd steal like
A
a
dog
house.
from someone's
Yeah,
house.
Steal a house.
Yeah.
Stealing a
Like,
dog.
every
He's still a house.
time, because every
He's-
time they walk back in, you just run in and put them outside.
They just walk in and they're like, well, I'm outside again. What the fuck?
forever,
Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like when these really fast people like Quicksilver interact with a regular person, or let's say like you're on a date with Quicksilver and he's like, "Oh, I forgot something," and comes back. Does the person actually see him disappear for a second, or is he that quick that it's like in the blink? Of
I
an
don't
eye?
know, because it would.
Like-
I mean, if you want to get scientific, I don't think anybody wants to get scientific, so I could stop. But-
Yeah.
Well, actually, if he's going at super relativistic speeds and he's approaching the speed of light, the friction in the air would create a super atomic explosion, and that would actually, destroy everybody in a 10, 15 mile radius.
So this is what you're actually going at.
No, not really.
Oh,
It was
okay.
that was all bullshit. But probably something like that. I mean, if he's literally traveling that fast against air, then yeah, he would fucking
It'd be like
burn
a
up.
sonic boom.
Yeah, he'd burn up
Wow.
friction if he's going.
Yeah, but like let's say that doesn't exist. Let's say that Quicksilver is running past and he grabs you and he moves you somewhere else really quick. What does that feel like as a
Just
regular
like-
person? Does time slow for you as well? And you're like,
Ooh,
oh, you're like
yeah.
looking up at Quicksilver and he's like, how you doing?
You can't
It's
handle
lit in
it.
this dimension, right? Like it's cool in here. And you're like, what the fuck? Where are we going? He's like, oh, we're going to China. We'll be there in like a second. You're like, in a second? You're there. Or is it like, like fucking this turbulent, like,
Oh,
Yeah.
bro, it'll be
It's like-
turbulence,
it's just-
100% turbulence, bro.
Because the thing
you're
is,
just like
you
a,
can't.
there's a skeleton when you get there.
You just can't go from 0 to like 100,000 kilometers an hour without fucking
Yeah.
dying. The shock, the stress that your body would feel, the G-forces would fucking kill you.
Well, that's why they call mutants, because
Exactly, but
they're
he can
adapted
he
to
can
the
withstand
That's why he wears the
environment.
glasses.
Yeah,
exactly,
So
to
if,
not burn his eyes, bro.
Yeah.
so if he really wants to kill someone, all he has to do is just grab him by the hand and just fucking start running. He's just fucking just dead in a foot and you just drop him and just
Or
run
the
away.
arm would just, the arm would just come out the socket.
Yeah, you just take the arm.
Yeah.
Fuck, that'd be a brutal scene if they made it gory.
Dude.
Just ripping.
Dude, they do like a fucking Mortal Kombat, but for an
Yeah,
X-Men movie.
fuck.
Fuck, that'd be awesome.
Well, it's like
man.
that movie, The Boys.
The Boys.
not
Yeah,
not
pretty
the
much,
movie,
actually, pretty
much.
the
Yeah.
TV show.
That's a great show.
Really
Yeah.
good TV show. If you
great
like
show.
superheroes, watch The Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
fucking
fucking
oath.
really good.
Yeah, man.
They have this scene where this guy, like, it's like all the superpowers except like gory and realistic and fucking terrifying, like laser eyes.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
cutting through bodies, like it's like cutting them in half, but also cauterizing the wounds so that they're still alive.
Have you seen that movie called Project Pill or some shit?
No, no.
What's it
Nah,
called?
what's that?
It's the one where they take the pills and get the superpowers temporarily, and it's like a random
No.
superpower.
Oh,
That's
I think I
interesting.
have seen that.
I saw it. Yeah, I think it was on Netflix.
Imagine getting
What,
the
dude,
really shitty
would you take that
superpower.
pill though?
No.
Would you take that pill?
No, what if I get a superpower? And they
Dude,
take-
that shit,
yeah, no,
that
I've
shit
seen
must
What's
turn
like the
into
worst
like.
one though?
I
get-
think
Some
no,
comes,
you can
like,
like
fully on
self-destruct.
fire.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
self-destruct and shit,
Like
like
burning.
blow up. Yeah.
Fuck, I forget
Why
that.
would I
That's a
take?
risk.
Why would I take a pill for a random superpower when I have no idea how the fuck to control the power? I have no idea what it's gonna do. Like, imagine just giving somebody a superpower and being like, "Okay, go," and then it's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, okay," and then everything's leveled around you.
Yeah,
because
imagine just-
everyone's dead.
Imagine just randomly picking up like some substances off the floor or something, and it's just like
know,
that'd be
dude,
so
I
like.
know.
Imagine that. How weird that would be. That would
Jay.
suck.
It's like say there's a bag on the floor with like crushed up superpowers.
Yeah, like.
and then you take it off and
Can you
like.
imagine that? Like.
Like you go into a bathroom and a security guard follows you or something, you just palm it.
Bro, as if you wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Who would and who would?
No,
Yeah,
that's
who
such
would-
a-
Bro, if it gives me superpowers, fucking sign me up, man. Put me
Yeah.
in a fucking tank, inject me with needles and shit. Fuck my shit up, man. But I'll
Wolverine
do it. I'll do
For
it.
a
I'll-
superpower?
Yeah, for a superpower.
What's a superpower you would not have that you think that
Yeah.
would make your life way worse?
Oh, I've never really thought about. Probably that, you know who Cyclops is?
Yeah.
Like he
always shoots out
just
lasers.
imagine this, because I think he has glasses, like special glasses where he can't see. But before they were like invented, it was back in time to the start of the series and shit when he got it. Like whenever he opened his eyes, it just like caused chaos.
He would destroy what he looked
havoc.
at.
Yeah, everything would just be destroyed. And like when he has his eyes, he has to keep his eyes closed to stop that. So it was like
basically legally blind.
Yeah, basically legally blind.
I'm legally blind.
Yeah,
I reckon that would be pretty like intense to have. But there's got to be like some shittier one that's just like,
it's just
like one that isn't as cool. I don't
There's
know.
this really shit fucking superpower where the podcast ends.
Oh,
Is that a?
well, there we go.
Well, no, this we want to keep talking about the superpowers, but we are over an hour, so I'm just saying.
Let's finish it up, boys.
Let's wrap it
and
up.
girls. Sorry.
Let's wrap
Because
up.
I think we do have other shit to do as well.
Oh yeah, you've got indoor football.
That's right.
Oh,
Got place
true.
to be. Place
Boys,
to
boys,
go.
boys.
Boys. Lots.
So we ending it here.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed listening to this weird.
Eat your egg yolks for superpowers in your dreams.
What he said. I hope you enjoyed this fucking weird concoction of conversations and topics. And hope you enjoyed the new set. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's
New
fun
set,
being here.
new podcast, new structure, new shit.
New GamerSupps flavor.
It'll only get better. New GamerSupps flavor, Misfits Melon.
GamerSupps
It
RPG.
should probably be out in less than a week, maybe a couple days after this podcast airs. I don't know.
We really got to find some dates out for you guys, but just fucking keep your eyes peeled and, it'll come out eventually. Don't you worry. Get some GamerSupps in your life. GamerSupps.gg. Thanks for listening, guys. Later.
Bye.
Peace.